Hey, what's up, everybody? Just out here in the garage today, trying to get some of the small little bracket and pieces off of this 265 engine here. I was hoping to be able to give you guys an update on the 55 Nomad I was telling you about. So I drive down there yesterday in the pouring rain and look at the car, and if you remember my last video, I told you I couldn't really remember what was telling my brain that car wasn't buildable. But as it turns out, that car is not even worth getting out of there. It has some pieces on it, but it doesn't have as many pieces as I thought that it had on it. Like I thought it had the mechanism for the back tailgate, the push button release. Thought it had like the drip rail moldings, and then the interior trim around the windows. And all that car really has is, it has the back glass in it, but it's got fogs all around the edges. So it's not really any good at all. All that car really has is the trim around the curved glass on the outside. That's all that car has to offer. And it's sitting on I-beams. And he told me when his uncle put it in there, he put it on the I-beams because the car was ready to break 30 or 40 years ago. And it doesn't have the right-hand side door on it, the passenger side door. And that's been like facing the west for the last 30 to 40 years. And when you look into the car, you're looking basically at the frame, and the leaf spring on a frame is like right here. That's where your leaf spring, and the section of frame right in front of it, I mean, you can almost see right through it. So if you get that car off, he said he could move it with his loader. He could pick up the I-beams and everything and move it with his loader. But I told him once I get it to my shop, I got a Bobcat. I can't pick that whole apparatus up with a Bobcat. It's too heavy. So, and there's a couple other Nomads there at the yard, but they're rough, really, really shot cars, really. And they're pretty picked over. One of them's fairly complete, but yesterday it was raining so hard. I mean, I went out this morning and bought a brand new pair of boots because I'm sick of coming home with, you put brand new socks on and you take them off and they're brown from all the mud and dirt that's getting through the bottom of your boots. But that's a whole different subject. So yeah, it was, I could still get the car, but for the price that he's asking for that car, that side trim is not that expensive that goes around the windows. And then one guy that follows my channel he's trying to build a 55 Nomad, and he wants where the taillights go, that section that wraps around and goes in towards the tailgate on a Nomad, it's more tilted, slanted forward. And he wants them, which them would be usable, but literally the car is starting to settle, and we didn't even try to move it. It's buried in there. It's starting to settle in the middle, and on the left-hand side, all the curved glass and the slider glass is literally starting to have a gap where the roof and the quarter panels are coming apart. So he's got a lot of cool stuff down there, but it has to make sense to buy the cars to where, you know, you can at least pay yourself. I'm not trying to get rich, but at least pay yourself maybe $500 if you was just to buy one of them cars and maybe present it a little bit better and sell it. Because them cars have all been sitting for a long time, and I'm still interested in them, but like the wagon, the Nomad I was talking about, the front wheels are off the ground, and I grabbed that front wheel, and it's locked up tight. It wouldn't move at all. So it's going to take a lot of work, and he's got a total of 4 Nomads in that junkyard, and only one of them has a title. And he said, well, make me a deal on, make me an offer on all of them. But I was thinking about, if you guys click on my YouTube name, it'll take you to my homepage, and it'll have like videos, playlists, and then there's a community. If you click on community, I was thinking about listing one of them cars at a time, putting the picture, not listing it, but uploading the picture one at a time, where I could get your guys' opinion on what you think that car is worth. Because I know what idea I have in mind for all them cars, but I don't believe it's gonna match that guy's, and I don't want to offend that guy either. So if that's something you guys want to do, I was thinking about uploading some pictures one by one of each car, so we could get a real good idea of what you guys think, because I know what I think they're worth. And it's a shame, because I would love to be able to get them cars out of there. They've been in there, I would say, probably since the 70s, so. And one guy commented yesterday and said I should seem more happy or excited about what I do with these cars, I mean, I'm very happy. These cars are what I love. I mean, I've done them my whole lifetime, but a lot of people will get on YouTube and they'll kind of have like a gimmick, they'll kind of do something to try to get more of an audience, or, get more views. But I'm just going to tell you guys, I learned a long time ago, just be true to yourself and be who you are. You can't make everybody happy, but the one person you can make happy is you. I'm trying to get this, so that was my little rant. I'm trying to get this dipstick tube out of here, because the guy that does the engines for me, when I bring it to him, he's really old, and he wants to start with just the block. So I got to get the crank out of it. And this I got a harmonic balancer, but these old ones, the harmonic balancer was pressed on it. So I got to get me like a claw puller that'll pull that off. And I was trying to get this out of here, but that's a whole nother. I might have to tap it from the bottom. But stuff like this, the little spark plug wire holders, they come out pretty easy. But you got to have the clutch head, because they take a real weird headed screw. So piece by piece, I'm slowly getting these out of here. And that's what I was kind of doing as I was talking. The hose will fill up with grease where you can't get your clutch head in there to get them off. So I'm still trying to get the Nomad, but I can't give him $2,000, $1,500 to $2,000 for a Nomad that's got $500 worth of parts on it. And it's hard to get people to realize, because I think everybody's so afraid of somebody else making money on them. And me personally, I'm just trying to save these cars, or I like to call it process. I'm just trying to process them, where I can get them out, look them over, and see what's good and see what's not good, and help other people out that may be building a Nomad. There's another guy that wants he wants all that outside window trim. And like I was telling the owner, I said, I know some people that want parts off these cars, but then it's going to boil down to how much can I sell that part to them for, and then shipping, trying to get it there, that's going to add an additional cost to the part. So I definitely went down there and looked at them. I mean, I have pictures. I was down there yesterday in the pouring rain. I mean, Sometimes we get rain that it's just amazing how much rain we get. We got almost 2 inches of rain yesterday, all day long. So I'm going to definitely stay on them, but it's got to be something that makes sense for everybody. And I know that there's probably been people that's tried to get them cars from me before in the past, but you know, if it's too much money, it's too much money. But I just wanted to give you guys an update while I'm out here playing with this engine. This thing on a lot of the small block engines it's just got a plug in it. This particular one ran up and went to a, since this engine doesn't have an oil filter on it, it went up and ran to a remote oil filter. So I started to take that brass fitting out, but I didn't want to break it, so I'll just leave that in there for the time being. These are the old original front motor mounts. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen them through the years, but this is how you set an original engine in one of these cars. And then one thing about these old small blocks, this right here, let me get that 60 years of debris out of there. But this bolt hole right here, it holds your motor mount on the passenger side on a 55. On any small block, there has to be a bolt in there because this is open straight to the crankcase. So if that doesn't have a bolt in there, you're going to have an oil leak. Yeah, I was real excited. I thought I was going to be coming home with another Nomad, and then I got down there and I'm like, my God. I told him, man, I said, you're right. I don't think you can move this car. I told him, I think if you pick that car up and set it down on the suspension, as soon as the frame took the weight of the car, it would buckle in the middle. And it would help it if it had a passenger door, on it, but it doesn't have a passenger door on it. So it's just one of them things. Man, that sucker's stuck in there. Look at that old grease. That's old Quaker State from back in the day. Yeah, I sure hope this motor is savable. I really do. I'm gonna try to flip it over because I need to get that. I really need to get this off, but I don't have the puller. So I'm gonna spin it over and see if I can't get that dipstick tube out of there. Because I'm sure that there's probably something special about that. And then another thing, got this little screwdriver. I was going through here because some of these water passages, I mean, they're like totally plugged up. It's anybody's guess what kind of life this engine. See, like that one. That one's. If you just hit them, they'll come open. But I like to try to get all these passages open before it goes there. Try to do some of the work that they might not do. But to follow up on that guy's comment, I am happy about what I do with these old cars. And maybe it doesn't come off like that to everybody. But the comment I sent back to him is, I'm heading down in the pouring rain to look at a 55 Nomad right now. I really do love what I'm doing. And then his next response was, well, maybe it's your voice. I'm thinking, well, maybe you ain't heard a man talk before. but I didn't say that. Flinging rust on everything, that ain't gonna work. Alright, guys. Yeah. See, I'll show you guys. What I just dug out, it all just fell on the floor. Yeah, look at all that. That all just fell. That I was just digging all that out of the water passages when I turned it over. That all dropped on the ground. Well, guys, I got to see, that's my dilemma. I don't want to break that. And I was on the newer small blocks, there's a little bit of meat hanging out, or maybe it's a big block I'm thinking of, where you can tap that back down to get it out. And that sucker is in there pretty good. But I got to get that out, and then I have to remove this crank. But let me get something to wipe on. I mean, the crank doesn't look horrible, but it'll definitely need cleaned up. And when I first tried to get this motor apart, I mean, it was frozen. You can see it's smooth, but it's got some rust. They call that rust staining. And I know I nicked a couple of these, beating them pistons out. Can't really see it, but, well, there. So all that'll have to be addressed. You can see there's another nick. And even on that one down there, you can see it. That nick right there. So anyways, you guys, leave it in the comments. Look, there's even more. Leave it in the comments if you want to see these cars, because I didn't get pictures of the blue one, but I did get pictures of the other three, and he's supposed to send me a picture of the blue one. But it's the worst one out of all of them. I mean, there's one down there. They're all 55 Nomads, and one is what I think is the best one, the best builder. And you could tell wherever it was sitting, they shot bullet holes all down the left side of it. And doesn't have no tailgate, no lift gate. And like I said, only one of these cars have titles. And as I put them on, if you guys give me the response that you want to see pictures of them, I'll put them on my community page, and I'll tell you, which one actually has the title. And then I'll just kind of sit back and see what you guys think, because I think that whatever I offer him, I'm going to be pretty light on what he wants out of it. One more thing, let me spin this back over real quick. I wanted to show you guys the casting number that's specific. That's specific to a 1955 V8. See, and these are what I was cleaning out, and all that rust come out of all the... I mean, you can see there's a lot of stuff going on in there. And then if I can show you, see if I can focus. Nope. Well, that date right there I'm trying to focus on. There you go. That's A25-5, January the 25th, 1955. And you can see I still got a stubborn lifter right there that I haven't been able to get out. This engine's going to need hot tanked, and it's really going to need some time put into it just to get the, just to get the old freeze out plugs out or frost plugs out and get it hot tanked and make sure there's no cracks anywhere on it. And then he'll mic them, measure the pistons, the diameter of the cylinders, and then we could start building after that. So let me know what you guys think, not only about this video. I know it was pretty long, but I'm just in here, it takes time to tear this stuff down. So I'm just in here messing around today, but let me know if you want to see pictures of them Nomads, and I'll post them on my community page, and I'll get your guys' opinions on what they're worth and if they're even worth messing with. Alright guys, like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next video.